All right, let's talk about one of the most incredible artistic power moves in music history. We're going to get into the story of how Stevie Wonder went from a teenage phenom to a true architect of sound. And we're going to break down exactly how he made it happen. I mean, just think about that question, because that's literally what happened. This whole story isn't just about a few hit songs. Oh no. It's about an artist who bet on himself, demanded creative freedom, and, well, ended up changing music forever. Okay, so to really get how big of a revolution this was, you have to understand the world he was coming from. Our story kicks off with Stevie Wonder as this young, unbelievably talented, but ultimately pretty constrained Motown star. You can actually watch his evolution happen in just 3 quick steps right here. First, he's a pure performer, an absolute force of nature on stage. Then, boom, he starts co-writing, pushing his own musical DNA into the hits. And by 1970, he gets his first real taste of control as a producer. See that? Each step is a step closer to breaking free. But see, he was still operating inside the hit factory, and this was the legendary Motown machine, a system built to do one thing: crank out commercial hits. The label's professional writers and producers, they called all the shots, not the artists. And for a guy with a vision like Stevie, this was basically a creative cage. And that, right there, brings us to the turning point. This is the moment Stevie Wonder decides he's done being a piece in the machine. He's ready to be the one drawing the blueprints. So on his 21st birthday, he did something that was just unheard of. He let his contract with the biggest, most successful record label in the world just expire. He took his own money, walked into a studio, and bet everything on himself. This was a move nobody saw coming. And this just lays it out perfectly. The change is night and day. Before 71, he's a performer, working inside a very rigid system. After 71, he is the architect. He has total creative control. He's not just writing songs anymore. He's using the entire studio as his own personal instrument. Now, a massive part of this new sound came from his secret weapon, the Tonto synthesizer. And you have to understand, this was not just another keyboard. This thing was a beast, a huge, room-sized system that wired together a bunch of different synthesizers. It let him create these incredibly rich, complex layers of sound that nobody had ever even imagined before. He could literally build entire orchestras or weird alien landscapes all by himself. And with this incredible new power at his fingertips, well, the floodgates just opened. It was a creative explosion. In just 2 years, he drops 3 absolute masterpieces. You've got Music of My Mind, which was this deep, personal dive. Then Talking Book, which somehow perfectly balanced the raw funk of Superstition with the beautiful harmonies of You Are the Sunshine of My Life. And then Inner Visions, which hit you with this powerful social commentary on tracks like Living for the City. This run of albums is so legendary, it's now just known as his classic period. So this newfound freedom didn't just change what his music sounded like, it completely transformed how he made it. He became this totally self-contained creator. I mean, just look at this. Get your head around the level of control we're talking about. He was playing nearly every single instrument himself, from the drums to the keys to the bass. He produced every track, he wrote every single word. The studio was his canvas, and he was the only one holding the brush. And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. Proof is right there, printed on the record label for everyone to see. Produced, arranged, and composed by Stevie Wonder. That's not just a credit, that's a declaration of independence. That's total artistic ownership. All of it. The freedom, the bold move, the new technology, the complete and total control, it was all leading somewhere. It was all building up to the absolute peak of his creative mountain, his magnum opus. And that brings us to 1976. It brings us to the album that was the culmination of this entire artistic journey, Songs in the Key of Life. You know, this album is a whole universe in itself. For the better part of 2 years, Stevie Wonder basically lived in the studio, working around the clock, completely obsessed with capturing the sounds he was hearing in his head. The sheer ambition here it's just staggering. This wasn't just a single record, it was a full double album, plus a bonus EP with even more songs. In total, 21 tracks, running over 85 minutes. I mean, who does that? It was the sprawling, incredibly generous project. And look at the ground he covered thematically. He wrote about universal love in songs like As, about social justice in Black Man. He hit you with that joyful childhood nostalgia in I Wish, and then paid this beautiful tribute to music history in Sir Duke. He was really trying to capture the entire spectrum of human experience in one album. And one critic put it perfectly, saying there's a radiance to this music. Even when he's singing about really tough stuff like heartbreak or injustice, there's this incredible life-affirming joy that just shines through everything. That's what gives it that timeless, enduring power. The impact was immediate, and it's been felt ever since. This body of work didn't just get 5-star reviews. It literally became the blueprint for generations of artists that followed. You can hear its DNA all over modern R&B, neo-soul, hip-hop, and pop music even today. So when you step back, the journey is just crystal clear. He went from being little Stevie Wonder, the amazing prodigy in the Motown hit factory, to the sole architect of his very own sonic universe, a creator who answered to absolutely no one but his own inspiration. Ultimately, Stevie Wonder's story is just this powerful testament to what happens when you trust an artist's vision. It leaves you with this one big question. When you give a true genius absolute freedom, they don't just make records, do they? They create entire new worlds for the rest of us to live in.